each one of us has a different way of generating results. What your strengths do is they give you an opportunity to explore how you create value for your client. Your strengths in and of themselves are not a differentiator, but they can be to be both valuable and a differentiator. And that's where your opportunity is. So have you ever considered that your strengths could be a differentiator, or perhaps the things that come easily to you could be a differentiator? It's often the case that I see that people undervalue their strengths and they don't see their strengths or even the things that come easily to them as a fundamental part of their differentiation strategy and also a part of their value proposition. When you are good at something, when something comes naturally to you, this is something that is worth exploring, expanding on, and actually pursuing further. My name is Michèle Soregaroli. I'm here with you today as an expert in differentiation. I work with professional services providers. I have for over 20 years, and I help you differentiate your offer. I help you create a more competitive advantage, and I help you message and position yourself such that you can have more fun and actually create more value for the people that you work with as well. So let's talk a little bit about your strengths. Let's talk about how they differentiate you. What I want to express here is that each one of us has a different way of generating results, even if we're doing the same thing as our competitors, even if we're doing the same type of service, even if we're doing the same delivery arc, if you will, of a client experience. What I want to offer you is this. You likely have one of a few different styles or biases, personal biases for how you create results or how you get into action and generate outcomes or value for your clients. One of them might be around research, education, fact-finding, analysis, and very deep, detailed structuring of the information that you use and leverage in order to create value. So you might be someone who is oriented towards education and research, if you will, critical analysis. You might instead be someone who is oriented around process or systems or methodology or a checklist, if you will, or a specific design of how you proceed. So giving processes and systems more structure and more formal presence in your offer. That might be an approach that you take. A different one might be where you tend to be more an explorer, an adventurer, where you want to just see what happens and start and try, and you can see outcomes very quickly, and you want to get into action to experiment. When you're experimenting, you're very quickly using your place of mastery, your strength, and you're experiencing different potential outcomes, and you're trying it on. You're getting into action right away. And finally, you might even look at tools or different implements, if you will, different ways of building models and structures that make something that is intangible or conceptual, maybe making that more real. Maybe you do that through different models that you create or different types of presentations. It might be like a book, it might be PowerPoints, it might be different brochures and different ways of expressing your conceptual ideas in a more tangible way. Now, these four themes, if you will, are taken from what's called the Kolbe Index, Kolbe, for those of you who are interested. And essentially, it's highlighting for you, when you take this index, it helps you understand what your strengths are so that you can then start to leverage them and see the value in them. The key here is understanding that your strengths are not necessarily valuable in and of themselves. What your strengths do is they give you an opportunity to explore how you create value. And when you understand how you create value, you can actually then design your offer to do so, to be more valuable. This is a key in understanding how to differentiate yourself in a professional services setting. If you understand your strengths, if you understand your natural biases, if you understand the things that you naturally are oriented towards, the way you want to solve problems, your approach to creating outcomes, once you understand that, you can start to differentiate it. If you disregard that or undervalue your strengths or undervalue your natural talents or undervalue your approach, your biases for action, if you will, or your biases for creating results, if you undervalue those things, then you're not actually leveraging one of the key opportunities that you have for creating value. So I want to offer you that. First, look at your strengths. And I know that this is something that people say all the time, and you've heard it over and over again. I know this is not new, but what I would suggest to you is that your strengths in and of themselves are not valuable. Your strengths in and of themselves are not a differentiator, but they can be. they can be packaged to be both valuable and a differentiator. And that's where your opportunity is. So for that, I'll leave you with that today. If you've enjoyed this video, I encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. And if there's something here that you think others might appreciate and others that you can serve and be valuable to them, I invite you to share it as well. Thanks for being here with me today. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.